What's hanging, gang? And I'm Chief Kick a Bitch from the Slap-a-Hoe tribe. And I wanted to tell y'all a story, a crazy story from my childhood, a crazy, evil story from my childhood. It's from middle school, and it's the time that I got pepper sprayed by an old geriatric police resource officer. Now, for those troublemakers out there, the ones that like to flip desks and shit in class, y'all know what the police resource officer. But for the ones that don't, the police resource officer is just a cop that kind of sucks at his job, so they make him sit at a school all day. Or they sign up for that shit. I don't know. But I've never really met a nice one other than Officer OJ. Shout out to you, bro. You the GOAT. Now, this story starts off pretty normal. I wake up, average middle school me, not really expecting much for the day. I get ready and whatnot, brush my teeth, look in the mirror, get myself fresh, unaware of the horrible day that I was about to have. The next time I would look in that mirror, I would not be feeling fresh whatsoever. I would be feeling horrible and hurt. So my day kicks off as usual, I get on the bus, I look down at my phone and I see I got a text from my buddy Patrick, right? And Patrick was one of my best friends in middle school. And I see him say, and I quote, "Get ready for some action today." Now, I don't know what he meant by action, but I assumed he meant fighting. And in my time, I have never seen Patrick's little 5'2" stubby ass throw a single punch at anyone, let alone be aggressive to anyone. So I was kind of excited to see what he was about to get into. So I get to school and I can just feel something's up, right? I walk to breakfast and I see this dude Patrick in the corner fucking steaming. He's pacing back and forth on some cartoon mad shit. He had some comic strip anger above his head on that one fucking Family Guy bit. "Chris, I will not have your comic strip anger cluttering up this house." He was that mad. This nigga was 1950s work whistle angry. So I get up to him and I'm like, "Yo, Patrick, why are you tweaking? Like, what is wrong, bro?" And he looks at me, he goes, "I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna get him." And I'm like, "Bro, you're gonna get who? Who are you gonna get?" And he starts describing this one kid we know. He's like this annoying kid that nobody in the grade likes. This other shorter kid, like the one kid in the whole grade shorter than Patrick. So it's kind of ironic that this is the one kid he wanted to fight. So I'm like, "Okay, so why do you want to fight him?" Like, "Bro, what's going on? You're slobbering right now. You're like a dog." And his reasoning for being so angry, so violent, full of rage, was apparently the day before when they were walking out, apparently that kid spit in Patrick's face. He said something like, "We were walking past at the end of the day." In between like each breath, he like this kid was slobbering over this. He was like, he spit on me. He walked past me. He made like a little kissing motion and he spit on me, which I find kind of hard to believe that this kid spit on him and he didn't do anything in that moment, but I digress, I digress. So I asked Patrick where I fit in on all this because this kid was like, I took shit bigger than the kid that he wanted to fight. Like it was like it would make me feel bad to fight this kid for him or to jump this kid with him. So I asked him like, "Patrick, what do you want me to do in this situation, bro? Go get him if you feel that strong about it." All he wanted was for me to hold his book bag when the time came, which, dude, what? And me being the nice friend I am, I was like, "Sure, whatever, I'll hold your book bag when the time comes." So, fast forward through the whole day, nothing eventful really happens, other than Patrick sitting in the corner tweaking the whole day. I'm talking snapping pencils, swiping work off his desk. Like, I mean, it was his work, but I mean, whatever, I guess. He just wanted people to know he was mad, I guess. But yeah, nothing happens for the rest of the day. And then the bell rings. And he is the first to stand up. He stands up like a damn soldier called to attention. He doesn't even wait for dismissal. He just runs out the door, and I gotta follow because I know what's coming next. Because I know that, well, me and Patrick knew that this kid is always like the first one to run out of that classroom. So Patrick was gonna cut him off and meet him right in the hallway on some high noon standoff shit. And I had to be there to hold that damn bag. So we cut the kid off. Me and Patrick got to him at the same time. And Patrick's explaining the situation. He's like, "Yo, dude, you spit on me yesterday. I don't like that, man. You got to run me my ones, man. What's up, man? Come to the street, man. I will beat your fucking ass." Like that video, man. Like he was ready to go. And this kid looks at both of us and he just fucking cheeses it, bro. He starts running like down the hallway. And for a split second, me and Patrick just turn, look at each other, and then we start chasing him too. Cause like, where the fuck you going? And in this moment is when we made, all three of us, when we made a fatal mistake. You see, we were not the only ones to be the first to leave the classrooms. There was also a resource officer that would stand in the hallways And despite him being 64 years of age, his eyesight was still great enough to see us do all of this. And he was in hot pursuit as well, but we did not know. We we had no idea he was following behind us. Luckily for us, he wasn't a very fast resource officer. He was still in his 60s. He was still old, so he wasn't catching up to us anytime soon. So Patrick and the kid get to the bus loop a little bit before me because I ain't gonna lie, I was a tubby little shit, so I wasn't as fast. So they're scrapping it out for like a good 10 seconds before the resource officer gets there, and I get there about 5 seconds before the resource officer gets there. So I pick up Patrick's bag, I'm holding it and whatnot, and I just hear, "Hey, stop!" And I turn around. And the last thing I remember seeing until hours later was this resource officer with that pepper spray an inch from my face. And when I tell you that shit burned with a fury like 1,000 suns, I was screaming. And Patrick and that other kid, their screams followed soon. We were a horrible symphony of screams and child pain. We were children, and he essentially mag dumped on us with pepper spray. It was so bad that the news came and interviewed that one kid. I'm gonna link it in the description below. But the news came and interviewed the one kid, like the kid who spit on Patrick, because he got pepper sprayed so bad he had to go to the hospital. The hospital. We were children. But anyway, I'm sitting there writhing in pain on the ground. And the dean, oh my God, the dean, I hate this dude to this day. He didn't celebrate Christmas, and I think that's what made him so evil, because his heart was 2 sizes too small. So he sees me writhing on the floor in agony, right? But he knows I'm not one of the kids who fought. So you know what he tells me while I'm in pain? Get on your bus or you're walking home. And in my mind, I'm not thinking, holy crap, I was just pepper sprayed. I was thinking, man, I ain't walking home. So I, sir, yes, sir, like shoot up like a soldier, run to my bus, which I can barely see, by the way. I can barely see it. The bus driver has to honk and like, hey, I'm over here, because I could not see her. And I like stumble on there, and she's the only sympathetic adult that I encountered in this situation. I went home to my mom, and she was like, shouldn't have been fighting. And I wasn't even fighting. But anyway, this bus driver, she could put like some shit on my eyes, and it gets a little better. I still can't see nothing, and I keep my eyes closed for most of the time. And, you know, it's whatever. I got friends on the bus, so they guide me home, and I'm sitting there in my room, and I'm like, dude, what the hell just happened? What just happened? But anyway, I'm like, all right, I gotta go try to get my eyes open. So I go back into that mirror where it all started this day, thinking today was gonna be normal, but it was anything but. I look in that mirror and my eyes are swollen. I got snot coming out my nose, and I'm just not having a good day. But at least I got the day off of school tomorrow. The day after that, I got the day off of school, so that was sweet. But yeah, moral of the story: don't hold someone's backpack and don't chase people in front of resource officers, or your ass is gonna get pepper sprayed. And in the words of SpongeBob, this is the greatest day of my life!